Trae Young is now in his second year of the NBA. In his rookie year, he showed promise, star potential, was compared to Stephen Curry. Now we're seeing a star being born, but what makes Trae Young so good? What is up, dudes, Students, Ballers, Players, it's your boy MJ. Last video I broke down Luka Doncic. It only made sense that now we look at Trae Young. That size Trae. He's averaging 26.3 points and 8.4 assists through 8 games. If you take out that game in which he left early since he got injured, he'd be averaging 29.3 points and 9.2 assists. Safe to say, Trae Young is playing like an all-star point guard right now, so I want to see what makes him so good. Drop a like for the amount of threes Trae will take in his career. 5,411, and to the 87% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, can we get that 13% to 21 since Trae is 21 years old, so please subscribe? Trae shoots the ball so deep, it's ridiculous.
NANI? I got you, fam!
The NBA three-point line is between 22 and 23.75 feet depending on where you are. Trae has shot 5 threes between the distance of 22 and 24 feet. That's it. Only 5. He has shot 49 threes between 25 and 29 feet. The normal three-pointer for Trae is a few steps behind the three-point line. In fact, Trae has shot 15 threes from 30 to 34 feet. Yeah, Trae has shot more 30-footers than normal threes, and it's a quick shot. This means the defense is stretched out because he can consistently make those deep shots. When you're basically extending the line a few feet back and having the defense step up that far out, there are more angles and openings because of spacing. Trae likes to do a small hop into his three, which gets him in rhythm and makes jumpers look the same no matter if he's going right or left. If he can't, he has an impressive ability to still be able to go straight up. He doesn't really do leaners. This lets him shoot the same shot from everywhere on the court. That is just a lot, and I mean a lot of practice because his mechanics are so consistent. His energy transfer from his legs is great, and it's a smooth shot, so he'll be always looking for an opening at the three-point line. But if he can't find it, he has so many other areas from where he operates from. One of those is the mid-range area right outside the paint. Like I said with Luka, this is an area of tension for the defense. Trae is really good with sealing his defender behind him and slowing that defender's momentum to 0 until he wants to push off. Trae put on about 12 to 16 pounds of weight this offseason to make him tougher and so that he wouldn't get bullied off spots he wanted to get to. He worked with Kobe Bryant this offseason and oh, look at that. Trae isn't taking more mid-ranges. Kobe can teach stuff besides shooting more. Trae is now operating in this mid-range area. By staying in this area, he can read the defense, and a lot of times the big man is worried about Trae's speed and drops down. That gives Trae enough space for his floater. This time also lets him survey the floor and see where his teammates are because, hint, this isn't a secret anymore, but Trae is a really good passer, which we will get into. He's also never afraid to drive. Last year he was 5th in the league in drives per game. This year he's 4th in the league, only behind James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, and Luka Doncic by 0.2. But this year his footwork on his drives is even better. Trae has a quick first step, and we know that Trae has some tight handles. Ask LaMarcus Aldridge.
Help me! Help me!
But last year, the action of a drive itself caught defenses off guard. This year, defenses are more prepared for that, and that's why they're trying to push Trae off of his spots on the floor. Now, Trae is pretty good at sealing his defender, but doing that for an entire game, especially as the main guy in the offense, would cause wear and tear and probably a lot of stamina issues. Trae is still a 6'1" point guard, and so he's not this overpowering physical force, he is not LeBron. So instead of bumping his defenders, he has his fakes with his feet. It's not herky-jerky, it's moving his feet really quickly as feints. Now, ball handlers like Kyrie do this really well, but because the defense is so worried about Trae's 3-ball too, Trae actually includes feints where it seems like he's about to go backwards. It's like a quick skip step towards the back. It's that little step that freezes defenders or makes them do a quick step up, which gives Trae just enough time to get to the paint. It's such a small step that it's really easy to miss. Here, it's really subtle. Trae does this skip step. The left foot is moving from back to forth in the air, which makes it tough to know where he's going, whether he's about to plant his foot in the back to stop or whether he's continuing to go forward. That's why a defender takes this weird small diagonal step, because he's unsure of what Trae is about to do. That gives Trae more time and also the space he needs to just get into the mid-range area, drive, and get fouled. Now, while all these moves do get into the paint, Trae can pass. I said this last year and I stick by it. Trae is amazing at making quick last-second decisions. He just creates opportunities out of nowhere from his drives, and he looks like he's going to shoot until the last moment. His awareness of where his teammates are on the court is also just phenomenal. For example, on this play, Trae gets by his defender and looks like he's going to the rim. He's looking straight up and he's going at a good speed, so there's pressure on the defense. This defender has the choice whether to stay on the shooter or help, but since Trae looks like he's going to shoot, he decides to help. Trae continues and he's still looking up even after doing his 2-step Euro. Only here, after he's in the air, does he look directly at his teammate in the corner. He didn't look around for any help, it wasn't rushed or panicked because of the defensive help. It was a nice quick pass in a calm manner. A lot of people have been comparing Trae Young's passing to Steve Nash, which is high praise, but a lot of times people are comparing Trae's passing because he's a flashy passer. While there is a legit point to the flashy passing, Trae's passing looks like Steve Nash's because of how quick those passes happen and how they could happen at any moment. I think a comparison to Luka Doncic here is actually really useful because while both facilitate for their teams, they do it in really different ways. Luka is more deliberate. He's manipulating the defense and making the reads. Trae relies more on his ability to find the man after driving at the defender and looking for his teammates at the last second. Both work for their different styles. Luka is more herky-jerky, Trae is quicker. That's not to say that Luka can't also make last-second passes, because he can, and that's not to say that Trae can't be more calculated, because he can. We're talking about dominant playstyles here, and Trae has something special. Not everyone can make those last-second passes and do it at the frequency he does it. His turnovers are also at 4.9 per game, which is concerning, but with defenses doubling him and really with no other shot creators or stars, it kinda does make sense. That still needs to come down, and it will. You gotta remember that the Hawks lost John Collins, who was their second best scorer, and things happen. Now, about Trae's finishing. It's solid. I'm being serious. He's a creative finisher that is shooting 50% in the restricted area, which isn't great, but it isn't bad either. Trae's floater is just a reliable shot, especially because he has such a high arc and he gets into it pretty quickly. It's consistent mechanics, and when it's repeatable, that's a sign of reliability. Trae also is good at shielding the ball away from the defender. That extra 12 to 16 pounds definitely helps Trae stay more controlled in the air. Trae isn't super athletic, but he's sneaky, quick, and crafty, and a lot of times that can be enough. So Trae Young is proving to be an offensive superstar. I would say his defense has improved, but it's mediocre on his best nights. There is definitely room for Trae to grow, no doubt. But the most important thing is that Trae acts like he belongs. When he was going back and forth with Dame, it didn't seem like this was a one-off thing. This is the norm. You expected Trae to go back and forth, and now you have to game plan for Trae Young. I'm excited to see what he does next, but what do you think? What will Trae end up averaging this season? What player do you want to see next in this series? Drop a like for Trae Young cause his game is fun to watch. If you're still here, you a real one, so comment ICE so I know. And I'll give someone a $10 gift card for showing support, because the support recently has been amazing. Check out the second channel if you haven't already, because I do stream here from time to time, and we're probably going to be streaming Pokemon this week. So yeah, the Instagram shout of the day goes to Dexter, and the all-day notification shout goes to Jaru. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
My spaceship. Okay, just hop in my spaceship. No.